Hello, welcome to Footy Corner TV. This is Word in the North Bank, and we've got a top panel for you. We've got SJ. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Not bad at all. Glad to have you along. Hoodlim, welcome back.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me once again.
You're like buses, you are, aren't you? Yeah.
See, I've managed to put it into my diary. I'm blocking everything out now, so no test runs. No, did that earlier. No, nothing. So
yeah, can't get here for 6 months and then twice in a row.
I know, isn't it?
Welcome along, and we got Daniel back. How are we doing, Daniel?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Sparks. As ever.
Welcome. Anytime. We're live on your channel as well. So that's Clash of the Reds. Make sure you're dropping them a subscribe and a like. And if you're in the chat and whatever, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, and commenting. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat. Any thoughts, just chuck them in there, and we'll respond to them. Khalid, welcome in, sir. Thanks for joining us. Big up yourself. Yeah. Have we recovered? Have we recovered from the Wolves game? How are we feeling, SJ?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I was probably one of the few fans that wasn't too angry that we. Yeah, I mean, I'm in more of a camp. We got 3 points, and it angers a lot of people because they're more performance based. You know, they like to win a certain style, certain way. But history. When you look back at history, you don't look at the games, how they've won. You just look at the points you've accumulated and if you've won a trophy or not. And the 3 points against Wolves, they'll help us stay ahead of Man City. And yeah, end of the season, if those points help us win the league, then yeah, I was happy for it, you know.
Fairs. Hoodlin, yeah, you came out of there a little bit. I don't know. Had a bit of a meltdown, didn't you? A little bit.
Oh. Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie to you. My emotions were all over the place.
I mean, that's life as an Arsenal fan, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because having the Arsenal fans on my left, the Wolves fans on my right, that 3-4 minutes was just absolute pandemonium. Because when they scored, obviously the Wolves fans are going crazy, giving it to the Arsenal fans, and when we scored, it just went crazy from there. But in terms of the result, it's a result that we needed. You know, we definitely needed that. And although Mikel came out and said that the performance was unacceptable, which speaking to
could have told him that, couldn't we? I mean,
yeah, it was not.
He could have told him that.
When I go up, he was just like, "That was horrible."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta take the points and move on.
Yeah. I think we said before, Daniel, I think that kind of performance was coming, wasn't it? It was setting up for something like that.
Yeah, I think we might have been a bit naive thinking I think just generally the Arsenal fan base was thinking we're going to hammer them 4, 5, 6. And we're kind of solely basing that on their performance versus United, and also obviously the fact that they're kind of propping up the rest of the table. But obviously, like, this is a team, a Premier League side that has pride. Then they're coming to the Emirates under the lights, going to want to put in a performance and make sure that, you know, they're not completely getting turned over. And it really, really frustrated us for the best part of, 65, 67 minutes. But yeah, similar to SJ, I was more relieved at the end that we got the points. But yeah, like no more frustrated with a win in my life, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was stinky, wasn't it? I mean, it was a stinky performance from them. They kind of didn't come out and do anything. They kind of played the game that they're allowed to play, and yeah, basically. It made for a hard day, and it was made even harder, really, when White had to go off, because we had no penetration through the back line, really, at all, did we? So he's the one that's gonna overlap and basically run past the line with Calafiori missing, and him going off just didn't help the situation whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're happy we got the 3 points, and we can all agree. Everyone knows it was a crap performance. But I think it was for me. I think it was a perfect wake up call. Obviously, we never got our first week off since late August, and a poor performance against the bottom of the league is a perfect wake up call we need, and we now get a chance to regroup. Obviously, you can imagine playing every 3 days. You don't have time on the training ground to actually work on tactics and highlight any issues that might happen in the previous game. But I think this week's come perfectly. The result against Wolves, we got the 3 points. It's perfect. And I think it's a great wake-up call. And I think going forward, I think we'll just start clicking even better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, obviously there's certain aspects that we could have improved previous to that game anyway. But I think it is, like you say, it's just a bit of an ointment, a bit of punch in the arm, if you like, that basically says, right, okay, because the players maybe were a bit arrogant, a bit of complacency in there as well, and they thought like we thought it was going to be a walk in the park, and this is a Premier League. It just doesn't happen like that, does it?
No. So, and obviously our performances were over the past week starting to teeter in a negative way. We had the Tottenham, Bayern Munich, and we had the Chelsea 10 men. We should have won. Aston Villa, even though they've won 11 last 12 games, we lost there. Ultimately lost a point in the end, but we still lost that point. And then we had the Wolves. So it's just up and down. I think this result was a good wake-up call for the team.
Yeah, I think if we got the 3 points at Chelsea, it made it a bit more palatable. We'd kind of been a bit more control about it. But I think on top of the Chelsea point and against 10 men, and the struggle against Wolves, I guess it was the combination of the two, wasn't it, that caused a bit of a meltdown. But there we go. Eugene, I'm not going to try and pronounce the last bit, so apologies for that. But welcome in anyway. Make sure you're liking and subscribing anyway. Football doesn't work like that. I think it's meant to say just because Manchester United won 4-1 doesn't mean Arsenal will walk all over Wolves. Well, they played a completely different way, right? I mean, we saw Twitter, basically X or whatever. Basically, they're going, oh well, we managed to smash them 4-1, and you struggled with them with own goals and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, but then my question is, if Wolves had played against Man United, how they played against us, would they have beaten them 4-1 though?
But they wouldn't. But the ironic thing is that if they'd have played like that against Man United, they could potentially get 1 point or even 3 points. So I don't understand this kind of. We're only going to play that way against Arsenal. Yeah, I get that you're going to play for a draw. You're going to go away from home. You're going to do this, that, and the other. But when you're sat at the bottom of the table on 2 points, you have to come by points by hook, crook, whatever. So why is he only starting it against Arsenal? Surely, if he had started that against Man United and try and pick off a late goal, not just Man United, but the game before and the game before that and the game before that, it's why is it only Arsenal you're doing it against? And yeah, it seems a bit odd to me. I don't know about you guys, to be honest.
I do think that. I think a lot of teams, they raise the game against the Arsenal. I don't know what it is. Home and away. We never get to see them. Actually, I'll give one game. Brentford. I think Brentford, I wouldn't say they rolled over, but the changes that Keith Andrew made for the Brentford game, I think they pretty much threw that game away. And they
didn't have a striker, did they?
No, they took the striker off. Henderson was on the bench. They didn't start their strongest team against us. But in the main, a lot of teams, they seem to raise their game against us. I don't know what it is.
I mean, in fairness, I think Brentford did the same against City in terms of they thought that they could get at them and just didn't. And if you saw the game last night against City, they were terrible. So yeah, it was just like I turned it off in the end. I was like, I'm trying to watch it. It's just like
I ended up watching the was it Newcastle Fulham instead?
Yeah, I was watching. Oh, I ended up watching that. It was a bit more evenly balanced than it should have been, really.
I think the crux of the issue is that teams don't respect Man United, but they do respect Arsenal.
Yeah, but that's obviously what the whole game plan is. But surely, if you're setting out from that point of view, and you're actually starting that way, being difficult and raising pressure on the other side, it then opens spaces for you to basically counter-attack into and do whatever, like they do with us. So I just don't understand why they do it against only us. And I certainly haven't seen them do it against anybody else. I don't know if you have. I haven't watched every one of their games, I have to say. But that Man United game was ridiculous.
Yeah, they did a similar thing against Spurs. They almost got the win. And I think I
played the low block, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just us. Okay, fine.
Yeah. And Arteta referenced how they played in the Midlands derby against Aston Villa as well, where they almost got a point there as well. So it has been a bit of a pattern of play with them, which means that Arteta was anticipating this. But maybe he had the wrong personnel on at the beginning, which, his free subs on the 55th minute kind of suggests. Yeah. He probably accepts that he got it wrong.
What would you have done from the start when you say that he made the wrong choices? What would you have done differently?
I think having Ødegaard on the pitch, he is kind of the key to kind of unlocking low blocks. And I think, again, this is very hindsight-y, especially after Ben White got injured. But starting Miles Skelly, having Timber if he was available, having Nkapie in his natural position, left back, getting that understanding with Saliba there if it was fit. It's kind of what I would have done. It looked like Trossard wasn't able to go the full 90, but having Eze on the left and just having both of them there, and whether it needed a Zubimendi and Rice also kind of begs that question as well. But
yeah, that would be my kind of main point would be the Zubimendi and Rice thing. I get the White thing because obviously he knew that there was going to be a stinky low block, and he wanted that pattern between Saka and White to kind of get that overlap, but it kind of never got started really. He went a couple of times, I think, and then they had like a water break, and it seemed Arteta was talking to him and basically going, "Why aren't you running behind?" And then he did it a couple of times, and then he had to come off. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. But
and the frustrating thing was, like, we keep trying these long throws, and he done his hammy trying to sprint back 70 yards. And it's just like, we're just useless at these long throws. Like, what's the point in
what gets me is if he's coming back from an injury like that, they should just tell him not to try and run him back.
Yeah,
literally, just don't try sprinting him back. Let everybody else deal with it.
Yeah,
I know you're the right back. I know your first example is to go for it, but you can't right now. You concentrate on the attacking bit. Let everybody else concentrate on the defensive bit.
Or even just having him at centre half, so he's not having to sprint back as much as he was. But again,
but again, he's there for the attacking threat, so he kind of wasn't. And then you definitely need your two defensive mids, because then one's covering in for the centre back rather than covering for a marauding right back. So
just on White, like, as a fan base, I think as fans we would all agree that we wouldn't have started White. So like, what is the reason why he started that game? Like,
as I said, I think the only reason is that he knew it was going to be a stinky low block, and he tried to get the link up to go running past, because we don't have anybody else that's going to running behind that back line. Saka doesn't really do it anymore.
Yeah.
He runs in front of the line and then either plays across the front of it or through it.
Okay, yeah.
And Ødegaard the same. Just pretty much runs across the front, utilizing left foot really, and again through it. So there's nobody in behind at all. You can't rely on Gyökeres to run in behind, because he needs time to get up to pace, and there's just not a distance for him to get that pace up.
Yeah, that low block was very low.
It was so low. I mean,
it's very low,
and narrow as well. So that didn't really help. So obviously,
and as the clock was ticking by, Wolves just grew in confidence.
Yeah.
So that was a big part of it as well.
Yeah.
Because remember when we did the chat in the week, we had White down as a doubt to start, because we're like, he's already played so many games. Why would we start him? Even Zubimendi, we said we think that he should have the rest. So
but again, at what point do you stop? Because if we didn't have those players on, maybe we don't get the points.
True.
So it's somebody put there. This one, also fans, we need to respect the opponents. It's good that we're not exaggerating the Everton game. Let's back the team and do this again. But that's the point. I think a lot of the fan base think that these fixtures are easy.
There is no easy game in the Premier League.
There is no easy games.
There is no easy game.
And just because they set up against Man City one way or Liverpool one way, because they think that they can be got at, and then they end up getting battered. The pressure's different, isn't it? For every club, the pressure is different, because if you're in not necessarily Pep, because Pep finds a way with most things, to be fair, because he's just that kind of manager. He's a quality manager, and he just finds a way. But with other managers, they have to take a risk on something, and I'm not saying Pep doesn't, because Pep does, but he almost seems to integrate it without that risk biting him up the arse. Whereas anybody else, us included, we take the risk, and it literally is a bit of a kick up the arse. So but I didn't really agree with the White thing, but I see why he had to do it. And we were all begging for Calafiori to get a yellow card in the previous game, so he missed this game. Had he not got that yellow card, he'd have played. White probably wouldn't. Timber could be in his normal place. And so maybe that was a bit foolish on our part as well. So I know from my point of view that is something that I kind of went, please get a yellow card and please miss that guy, because that's the one you want to miss.
No.
Maybe we kind of misjudged that a little bit.
I don't even think the yellow card. I don't think it was intentional. It was just in the game. It just happened. I don't think he set out to get.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I think he just took one for the team.
He took it for the team because they were break. Yeah,
he was definitely in, and he just didn't want to risk it, did he? So, and I completely understand why he did that as well.
Okay.
And most of his yellow cards come like that anyway, to be honest with you.
I mean, obviously the Chelsea one, the same thing happened again. Reece James was breaking in to pull him back. Yeah. He'd rather just stop the play there than have them attack us.
Absolutely, it's nice that it's actually measured rather than kind of outlandish and anything kind of ridiculous like it was last year. So Khalid says, credit to Wolves that made it difficult. Glad we won. It's one to forget about. Absolutely. And it might be one we can't forget about, because actually might work in our favour at the end of the season. It might not as well before anybody kind of jumps on the bandwagon. It might well not. It might mean absolutely nothing.
For now, we will take it working in our favour because it did work in our favour at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like Bournemouth last season, isn't it? We thought that was a catalyst to something. It ended up not being. So, hopefully it is a catalyst to something rather than anything else. They respect our quality, so they sit in a low block. They don't want an open game. Yeah, I think it's a bit anti-football, but you kind of.
The thing is, are they going to play like that for the rest of the season, though?
Well, they're not. That's the point, isn't it? If they did, maybe they'd have more points.
There you go.
So if you're setting them up, if we're setting them up, maybe we set them up like that, and then when Arteta came in and when other managers come in, they treat games in phases, don't they? So it's like 5-10 minute intervals where they go this do 10 minutes of this. 10 minutes of that, 10 minutes of that, 10 minutes of that. I mean, how many times have we seen teams sit in until you get to 40 minutes, 41 minutes or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's all guns blazing, and all the time that they've wasted is added on, and they go, okay.
It was like the goalkeeper was taking his time, taking his time. And as soon as it went to 2-1, I'm like, oh, he can actually move fast now.
It was like when we played Villa. Martinez was doing that the whole time, and then when it got to like last 6 minutes, I think it was, he was literally just pumped and just throwing it everywhere. And you're like, oh, hang on a minute,
we need to win.
You actually want to play now, It's a bit nonsense. But then the ref's holding his watch up and going like this. You're like,
that's not doing anything.
Just book him, man. Just book him.
Just book him.
Exactly.
He knows he's doing it. You know he's doing it. Just get the book out. Get the card out. Just book him. Because they've been throwing themselves on the floor the whole time as well.
Yeah.
And it was a bit frustrating, that was, but there we go. Also, hatred is real. Teams take it personal against us. Yet give it to Man City. Look at Fulham, West Ham, Wolves, Southampton, etc. Make it difficult for us. Our players need to be on it. Well, we have more derbies than anybody else for a start. And do those teams actually see City as a natural derby? I'm not even sure anymore, to be honest.
Just remember 2 seasons. I understand his point. 2 seasons ago, when Aston Villa went up to Man City, they literally rested the entire 11 and put them all up against us. So
yeah. I mean, he was playing European football in the week, wasn't he? When he played them. So I completely understand why he did that. But yeah, it always seems to work like that, and he and if he'd been coming to Emirates, there is absolutely no way that he does that. Absolutely no way. It always seems to be an FA Cup final or a derby, but basically made up into a derby sort of thing. So I don't think we're treated equally, but I don't think we're treated unfairly either. I just think we're just a bigger scalp, aren't we, at times? So
I think
particularly
we just need to do our thing one game at a time, just forget everybody else.
Exactly, and we just do us.
Yeah.
And then, but I do think that basically fans need to get behind the actual team rather than creating discourse of it, like as Jay said there. Just basically creating discourse and just out of nothing as well. It's just so tiring.
Especially in there, because I'm not gonna lie to you, there's times I'm in there and I can hear conversations happening between. I'm like, well, support the team. Because sometimes they spend more time giving stick to the away fans. I'm like, forget them, focus on the team, support the team. That's why you're here.
The worst one, right? That when I'm actually in the stadium is not when they're giving sticks to the away fans, when they're getting stick to Tottenham fans. when we're not playing Tottenham.
Let's not open that kind of worms.
It's just nonsense. And just like, right, they're in our shadow, not the other way around, right? So stop putting them there in our headlights. Just forget it, right? If you see a result come up there where they've got beat, do a song without, and we're absolutely not a problem, right? Don't do it unprompted, just in the middle of another game. There's just no need for it. It's just needs to stop.
Because my thing is like, guys, we need the fans. We need to be there. We need to when we get in there, we need to make it as hostile as possible, and just support the team. Everything support the team. Because like when you're hearing shh, I'm just like, come on, man. Like we can't.
I had a 16-year-old. I had a 16-year-old, right, tell me to be quiet.
For what?
Because I was shouting. I was because I
You're at the wrong place.
I was like, mate,
you're at the wrong place.
Yeah, I said, mate, I think you're in the wrong place, mate.
100%.
Yeah, I said you either need to be up there in club level, or you need to be out on the concourse, mate. I said, but in here ain't for you.
Because like it turns up for like the really big games, but then like, come on, it needs to be there. One game at a time, but when we at the Emirates, it needs to be that atmosphere needs to be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing you get it away all the time.
Yeah,
all the away games is on it full time.
Because I do away games, and I can tell you, like, the away fans are amazing.
Yeah.
You know, they go 90 minutes hard from the time they get to the stadium. They're on it until they leave.
Yeah.
So
I've been there too, mate. Don't worry about that.
You know,
it doesn't matter what game I go to. I got no voice when I come out of
it. That's it.
How it should be. Yeah. I just want to say, Justin Mosquera, after his previous at the Emirates last season, you know, choke slamming Kai Havertz and, you know, sticking his finger up Jesus' bum. A bit of justice done with his last minute own goal.
It was a bit of justice, but what I would say as well is I don't understand why these things aren't looked at retrospectively.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've said this before, and people tell me, oh, it's still in place. Well, nothing gets done about anything. You know, I mean, since when sticking your finger up somebody's backside being acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets yellow carded for it because he had the audacity to push him off him. Talk about victim blaming.
Crazy, man.
Unreal, but that's the PGMOL for you.
Yeah.
But I do think the PGMOL need to do something different when these low block teams come, not just to us but to other teams as well, because I think that they're pandered to a little bit when they chuck themselves on the floor and whatever. They're done favors.
Yeah,
again, I'm not saying that's just to us at all. Yeah. I'm just saying that it seems like a little bit of play acting is kind of played up to.
I do think it should be like a independent sort of timekeeper.
Yeah,
he's not the referee, because the referee's got his own things to be worrying about. On top of having to worry about the time, like it's that's my take on that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go on.
No, because I think it's more down to the referee in charge. Because I mean, we're in the stadium, we can see what's happening. Do you know the game? Know what's happening? You can see what's happening. You know, like you said, Martinez, he was wasting time for the majority of the game. Chelsea, Sanchez doing the exact same thing. And a lot of times, referees are turning their back on the play, walking back to the halfway line, just allowing them to accumulate just wasted time. And it just we can say it winds us up so much in the crowd, you know, and they're just loving it. And then what they'll do, 80th minute, is pull out a yellow card. It's just nonsense. We don't need that. And it's too late by then.
Yeah, I think just stomp it out from early.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm waiting for a day when a keeper gets sent off for 2 yellows for wasting time. It will never happen. And if it does, we know who it happened to. It will be Raya. But notwithstanding that, it's just controlling the game as referees. I think they just let it happen too often. I mean, I got one referee that I really do hate, Anthony Taylor. If you're watching, Anthony, it's you. You do it all the time. Fulham this season, awful games. Let them waste
Liverpool
time.
last season, both games.
Liverpool and
Both
Chelsea
games,
this season,
terrible.
he let them just throw themselves to the floor, waste time. I mean, if it wasn't for VAR, Caicedo would have got away with it. But it was so clear what happened, and he had at least 2 minutes to think about what he was going to do because Caicedo was faking injury because he knew what he had done.
Yeah,
It pushed that Caicedo did on was it Zubimendi in the first place? It was about 5 minutes before that, and he literally just stood in front of the referee, just pushes him out of the way. Ball's not even there.
I think he lost that game before he even had control of that game.
Man, come on, man.
And yeah, even on Saturday, Hwang should have gone. I'm sorry, like that was serious foul play in my opinion. Like we all gasped on the pitch. We were worried for Miles. Like it looked bad, and I'm just surprised that he like VAR didn't send him off.
And it's funny when it's always against Wolves, right? Always. There's always these contentious decisions against Wolves. Now, didn't I say this before the game, right?
Yeah, you did say it.
Always against Wolves. Because
the one last season, because I was literally standing right there and I was
with
just
Lewis Kelly.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, how is this a red card?
But we've had the Skelly one. We had David Luiz, where he got sent off for not making a tackle.
Crazy.
We got the Martinelli, the double yellow.
Double yellow.
We had the chokehold last game. The finger up the backside, nothing given, and that sliding tackle.
All against Wolves. Yeah,
all against Wolves. That's just what I can. That's just off the top of my head. I've made no notes about that. That's just off the top of my head. And it's just crazy. I just don't understand.
But the thing is that we're not as we. I think this is regard to not just Arsenal fans, but all football fans. All we want is a bit of consistency.
Right. If it's a sending off for us, it's a sending off for somebody else.
We just want consistency.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just limited to us at all. I mean, okay. Who was the the free kick that was disallowed against Chelsea? Is it the second game in against Chelsea?
Eze scored, funnily enough.
Yeah. Oh, it was Palace. Yeah, it was Palace, wasn't it?
Yeah. Eze scored,
didn't they?
Eze, yeah.
And the goal was ruled out for not being a metre away.
Metre away, yeah.
But then somebody else scored a similar goal the following week and it got allowed.
Right, I've seen 4
against us last season. Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, but I don't think it was a thing then.
Yeah.
In defence, so but I did pull that one up because he kind of just came in, and I think Mainu was in there as well. If I remember rightly, but I don't think it was enforced as much as it was supposedly this season. But that was their thing to replace kicking the ball away, wasn't it? That literally just lasted 5 minutes, and
they have one initiative at the beginning of the season that they enforce with absolute vigor, and then after 2-3 games, it's quietly forgotten about and brushed under the carpet.
You know which one comes to mind as well. You know when before the season started, it's talking about only the captain can speak to the referee, and I'm
yeah.
That's not.
Depends who you play for. Yeah,
that is not happening.
Virgil literally he's in the referee's ear, no matter whether it's a good decision or a bad decision, whatever. It's I think he is actually captain though, isn't he? But literally just complains about everything. You're like, Jesus Christ. But but City do it all the time, don't they? And kind of surround refs.
They absolutely got away with one yesterday. I thought
that red card. I thought that was a red card.
Stone wall, like if Saliba walked.
I don't think it was a stone. You said it was stone wall. I'm not convinced.
I mean, if they're again talking about consistency, Saliba's one at Bournemouth was by the halfway line. This was way closer to goal. I think that's what kind of was just so frustrating. Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore, does it? Doesn't exist.
I think they forgot about that now.
Yeah.
It's gone on.
Yeah, they've moved on to something else. Moved on to something else now, so we can't do that anymore.
I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they make it up as they go along.
Yeah, I listened to that Paul Scholes. I mean that podcast is the most ridiculous podcast I've ever seen. With Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, and Paddy McGuinness. Yeah, it is the worst, most biased podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Never watched it.
Don't waste your time. But yeah, he's basically. Oh, do you think football's basically in the gutter, more or less? I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember the word for word. And Nicky Butt said, "Oh, I think it is this, that, and the other." And you're like, "What? Because Man United aren't at the top?" Basically, that's what you're saying, isn't it? But I agree to a point. I don't agree football wise. From the PGMOL, from the FA side of things, I think it is, because I think it's been sanitized. I think that the celebrations you can do when they can be asked to let you. If they want to stop you, then they can book you. You can do whatever. The rules are just kind of made up as they go along. It depends which ref's in there, and what, I don't know whether it's an allegiance thing or whether it's just a power trip thing.
Even as fans, like we kind of reticent to celebrate because we're not sure if VAR's going to rule it out or not, right? So,
yeah. But you mentioned Anthony Taylor, and I think Anthony Taylor's a weird one because I don't think he's biased, but I think he does it for the aid of entertainment. I think he switches momentum. So he'll go, well, I'll do 10 minutes of that, and I go, oh, I've been a bit mean to them, so I'll give it to them now. And then he'll switch back.
Oliver does the same thing.
Yeah, I think Oliver did kind of. I think it's the head refs
on the magnitude of the game, because they're like, yeah, well, the spotlight needs to be on me for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be that way. I mean,
right?
But yeah. Guys, if you're in here, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to both channels, please. And get in the chat if you've got anything to say as well. The Everton game, we've done enough boring about wasting time on PGMOL and FA and nonsense. What's your take on the Everton game?
It's going to be a tough one. They're going to be up for it. We know that from the start. They are definitely going to be up for it.
Are they going to be up for it? Do you think it's not going to be another Park the Bus special?
I think they're going to be up for it.
They've got and Dye's out.
Yep.
Gay is out. He goes to AFCON.
Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall is definitely out. He's injured. Grealish might be out.
Yeah.
And apparently Branthwaite is a doubt as well.
That's good news because he always has a 10 out of 10 performance against us. So I'm glad if he is out. That's really good news.
So yeah, I mean, with that kind of scenario,
David Moyes special then.
Say again.
David Moyes special then.
It's going to be a part of the special, I think.
I think the same. I do think the same because I think obviously those players you named, that's their flair players, you know. I mean, they showcased against Man United, went down 10 men, and those 3 players were able to control the ball and get a team at the pitch essentially by themselves alone. So that's going to be a big miss for them, in my opinion. Like I said, I think this rest this week, we could plan this game properly, and I think we'll attack them. And what I will say is, I think going to this ground will be better than going Goodison, because obviously we know Goodison was one of them last old grounds like a Highbury, the fans on top of the pitch. I think the architects have tried to keep the same kind of like acoustics at this new ground, but it just won't have the same.
It won't.
Yeah, it won't hit the same. You know, it's like them down the road. They had the same kind of thing as well, but we go there and silence them every year. You know what I mean? So I think
they don't need silence in it, man. They're silent before we get in.
Yeah, I don't think
that's why we don't have to think about them.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be as intimidating as a Goodison Park once they get going at the start of the game. So I do think it's a game we'll be able to control. And I do think they'll be in a low block as such. And I mean, their strikers, they've got Beto and go back on Thierry Henry. You have a striker, the one that didn't score for quite a while.
Barry,
that's it. Tino Barry. It's TF, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're willing runners. You know what I mean? They're aggressive strikers up front. They'll run the channels, try and get them up the pitch. But I think ultimately, Saliba should play. I think he will play. And I think we'll get our defensive line very high, squeeze them and suffocate them potentially. And I think, I do think we'll have a 2-0 win. That's my prediction at the moment. I don't see it as being a difficult game.
Yeah, I think Coleman's up for them as well, isn't he?
Okay, I mean,
He's got something.
Who is?
Coleman.
Coleman's he's been out for about a year though.
Yeah, he's been playing for 45 years. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to. He never seems to recover from injury. To be fair to him.
I mean, where Everton's strong points? Where can they trouble us? Where do you think they will trouble us? And if they are to trouble us, where do you think it will come from? Given they've got these players out.
It's probably Jack if he plays.
Yeah.
I do think he will play though.
Yeah, probably.
That's just my feeling. I think Jack is not going to miss a game like Everton. Like against Arsenal.
He missed the first 2 games, didn't he? Because he wasn't fit. But yeah, he's played for.
I mean, what I would say is, if Jack does play, he's coming down Timber's side, and Timber for me is sensational.
Yeah,
and I think he'll be able to nullify Jack at source. If that's going to be the outlet, I don't think it'll be a great outlet for them on the night. So they might want to revisit that before it starts.
Yeah, I'm just going to look see if have they got a midweek game.
No, I don't think so.
No. They're just Chelsea, and then they got a week off as well. Yeah. And then they got Burnley a week after, so they got 7 days after. Obviously, we got our cup tie, obviously, 3 days after.
Yeah, the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to see who they've got after.
Burnley
and then Forest.
Yeah. I mean, Tottenham went there, turned them over 3-0.
Yeah, but Spurs were so lucky. Did you watch that match?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they were.
Everton were peppering their goal, and they were just unlucky not to actually get one in.
Newcastle, I don't think Newcastle was snatching. I thought Newcastle played very well. They got the win. We can't compare games. Obviously, they'll set up differently for us, and the respect level is different.
Yeah, I think we need to go there, start strong. Just make sure we get the crowd out the game from early. Let's try and get an early goal and just control the game from there. Because if we let them play and the crowd gets behind them, it could be a bit of problems, depending on who they've got playing as well.
Do you think this could be an option? Playing Rice, Odegaard, and Nwaneri, or do you think that's too weak?
Ethan on the right, or is that
Yeah, looks like it's in a left.
Left. Okay, yeah. Well, Ethan's a bit cold at the moment, isn't he? He hasn't really played much. That's the problem, though. When you get this point of the season, we need your players to come in and chop and change. With a consistent 11 throughout the season, which is I think rightfully so, because we had some big games. I mean, pre-season, we all said our start of the season could be difficult. So if the players are available, you're going to play them.
I think Mikel probably look at the Carabao Cup tie and have that as minutes for Ethan.
Yeah.
So
probably more likely to start on Tuesday night.
And
obviously Calafiori will be there on Saturday, and Miles for Tuesday. I reckon will be the
time wasted.
Yeah. So obviously we got Calafiori to be penetrating from the left. So, but yeah, this is what I think it'll be.
Yeah.
But this is what I want it to be. This is pretty much what I said with the Wolves game as well.
Yeah.
Is I want it to be finished by the end of the first half, and then we can bring those players in, get some minutes into their legs, and they can they can be preparing for the cup, can't they?
I mean, I don't want to. We don't really start fast no more these days, do we? We used to start.
We don't
fast.
do anything fast, do we?
Yeah, I mean, we used to go. We used to blitz teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We just don't do that anymore. All methodical.
I think it's deliberate though. Like they feel out the opposition first to see kind of what their weaknesses are, and then kind of go for the kill later on in the first half or the second half. Beginning of the second half, we tend to have kind of semi-fast starts. I think think back to the Sunderland match. Think back to Nottingham Forest at home. Like
Spurs at home as well.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah,
I think if you got Rice, Mendy, and Odegaard in the middle, those are 3 serial pressers. Trossard, he can pitch in. I mean, Gyökeres, he likes to sprint as well. So I think we might want to try and go back to that kind of attacking sense in starting games fast. Like AFC Jaden said there, we get an early goal, we take the wind out of most teams' sails. But like we said, I mean, like Daniel said, Wolves as the game got on, they got a bit more confidence, and they thought, okay, we might be able to get a point here or even nick something. Even Brentford, even though they're 1-0 down, they brought their big 3 players on because they thought, okay, we might be able to get a point here, not going forward. But yeah, I'd like to see us go back to the fast start. It's exciting. I like it. That helps with the atmosphere of the ground as well. By the way, you know what I mean. If we're getting after teams, it just gets the crowd going. But yeah, like it's a bit more methodical, like Spark said.
Yeah. The other thing as well is that obviously because we're normally facing that low block and whatever, we either have to sit back and kind of let them come to us to do that breakaway, or we have to just full on press high up the pitch, and then that's when the intensity starts, and that's when players get injured. I reckon that's like you say, it's premeditated that we do everything so methodically, but then when there's an injection of pace, I think it hurts more because you're not constantly on the pace going backwards and forwards. You're kind of stressing more because you're not used to doing it now, and you're just imposing it. So it just actually it just affects you more. So but yeah, it's I wish that that we literally just turn the ball around so quickly that that nobody has the time to set. But he's not that guy, is he? He just doesn't play like that.
Yeah, I mean, just for you lot, obviously when we kick off at 8 o'clock, the likelihood is that we'll be second in the league.
Yeah.
Do you think that will impact how we approach the game? Do you think that the pressure will be on the players, or will it just, won't affect them? They'll just take us another game. And
for me, you got to affect the controllables. We can't control what they do. We can only control what we do. So if it means you don't listen at all, then don't listen at all.
I don't think he will let them listen to it. I don't think they will be all outside media communications will be blocked before that game. So we just lock in and focus and do what we need to do.
Yeah. I'm sure they will have access to their phones. Up until a certain point, the way the younger generation now, you know how it is the way the world, they'll have their phone.
Because it will be a full 3 hours. But
if it was a 5:30 game, I think that'd be easier.
Yeah,
but obviously it's the 8 o'clock game, so it's a very difficult to.
They'll probably be in a hotel or going for a stroll.
Yeah.
A lot of 8 o'clock games though, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
well, I think they just have to go out there and just know they're going to win. Just say Man City will win, and just go handle it. Like you said, just control the controllables and handle your own business, and go back to top of the league.
Yeah, I think we take it as though they've won that game until they haven't won it, and then like you say, you just deal with whatever, and that's that. I'm just trying to see. I mean, Everton's form. They've won 3, lost 2. So the 2 they've lost is to Newcastle and Chelsea. They beat United with 10 men, Bournemouth 1-0, and Forest 3-0. So who's George Cooper?
Get that nonsense off the screen, Sparks.
Welcome in. Hit the like and subscribe, and you can watch some proper football.
Yes, so far they've played 8 games at home. They've won 4, drawn 2, and lost 2.
Yeah. Guys, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to both channels as well. I'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
What was your takes on Gyökeres? Because there's been a lot of debate about him in this last week following the Wolves game, especially because, I think Wolves were probably the closest opposition to kind of a Portuguese side that you could probably get.
But he's not playing the same way. The Portuguese sides are they're basically end to end. They're tennis matches.
Basketball, yeah.
Basketball, yeah. So it's constantly from one end to the other. And you can break quick, and you can you're on the shoulder and whatever. You've never had it where there's no space like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, obviously the debate's going on is: do we have to play to his game? Do we have to adapt to our game? Is it a case of meeting halfway?
I'm guessing that's to the come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.
Actually, that is my son.
Oh, is it?
AFC Jaden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sleep at this time.
Fair.
Yeah. The thing is, he has been making the runs, but we'll see. I still think he will come good at some point. It will still take a bit of time to click, but I think he would. There are signs of improvement, so he will come good. But in other terms, he's his runs are kind of opening up more spaces for certain players. So I just give him time. I think he would come good.
Yeah, he just needs a scrappy goal to just kind of get him firing again, I think.
He needs Martinelli, right? And this was my criticism of Martinelli in that game. Missed a sitter, by the way, an absolute sitter. How the hell he missed that by so much as well? It was just ridiculous. It nearly went to the corner flag.
I'd like to put him out for it as well.
He's what?
Put him out. Which is quite rare for Mikel to do that. He very rarely calls out his players.
I don't think he had any right to miss that, though.
Yeah, he's literally 2 yards out from the goal. Like you have to be scoring that.
And he didn't even need to direct it. He just needed to. The pace was on the ball. The pace was on the ball. All you have to do is get the side of your head on it, and it's in. You don't need to try and direct it anywhere. Literally get something on it. Anything.
He'll definitely score that 100%.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I was a centre back. I could have scored that.
When he missed it, I had a Wolves fan in my ears like, how did he miss that? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking. But this is also true that Jaden says, a team have to get used to playing with a proper striker. They haven't had that in ages.
True.
Saka doesn't really look up to find somebody. He aims for zones, and then he expects somebody to be there, and that's pretty much what happened when Madueke scored in the Bruges game, when Zubimendi put that ball in the back post. He put it into that position, where Martinelli missed from.
Ironically,
it literally just could have been walking it. He could have been walking it in, because that's more or less what Madueke did. But my biggest issue was actually the other side when Martinelli was going to get taken off, and he tries to curl it round the keeper from that stupid angle. Gyökeres is right there. He's right there, or he literally never even looks at him, and I think. Even the look gives the keeper some indecision and basically goes, right, okay, maybe I have to cover him now, rather than, he's going to shoot. Because if he does that and looks up, and even if he doesn't pass it to him, maybe he takes a step to his left, and then he can put it front post.
Yeah,
maybe. Again, or half a yard out, or whatever.
My issue is just like he saw Leo was warming up, And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, flip, I need to do something here. I was just like, well, was that for 55 minutes, man? It's just like...
Yeah.
I still think he would come good, because I don't know if you guys saw, there was a video on X where someone was doing like a little analysis of the Wolves games and showing the runs that Gyökeres was making. He's making the run, but Odegaard kept traveling to him instead of releasing the ball earlier. So I just think we need to release that ball earlier into him. And
yeah, but again, I think that's just how we've played for so long now.
Yeah, it goes back to what Jaden was saying as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
habits.
It's habit, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a habit you need to try and get out of. But yeah. Before we do, I've just seen another chat from the Spurs guy. But before we go on that, I just want to finish this off. So stay there, George. We'll get to that comment in a second. Just bear with us a second. Khalid says Kai walks into this team. Now, obviously, we have some rumors, news. Don't know whether it's either. Do we think that's a complete setback, or if that's actually true and he's not here back until the middle of January? How do we think we get over that news?
I'm not sure if that is true or not, because Rory Talks Football replied to it and said false. So,
I'm not sure where he's got that from, though. I'll see if my guys actually just messaged me.
Yeah, because I've messaged one of my guys and he was like, "It's the first time he's hearing about this."
About the setback.
Because even when the person messaged me, I was like, "What are you talking about? I haven't heard anything about that."
Yeah, my guy said
early on in the week, Hand of Arsenal kind of said, that him and Gabriel both aiming for the end of December. So,
yeah. My contact basically said it didn't come from Ornstein or anybody like that, so it didn't happen. So that's what he's taking from that. So, but anyway, if it is the case, do you think we can survive it? Do you think we're good without Havertz, or what do you think?
Yeah. I think we'll be all right. We've gone quite a lot of the season with Havertz anyway, so obviously having him back would be another dimension to the team, and it would be a plus. But I think we are able to cope, and having Jesus back, obviously we need to ease him into the team, but he can play across the front three, so that gives us a bit more flexibility as well.
And he probably plays in the cup, right?
Yeah.
Jesus plays in the cup anyway. So
yeah. I do think Mikel loves Kai Havertz. I think it was game of your life, Champions League final. I think Kai Havertz would start that as our number 9 for sure. So yeah.
Khalid's had enough of Gyökeres. Khalid, you need to keep the faith, my brother. You need to keep the faith. You need to give him a chance. It's not as if he hasn't scored, right? He has scored, and this overhyping is crazy, right? Because Ekitike is balling out apparently, and literally just taking the world by storm, right? And he scored 3 more goals than Gyökeres.
All I would say is just remember
one being against Southampton. Yeah, the League Cup.
was 3 and 14, and Gyökeres is 4 and 14. So just remember that. Just remember that.
Yeah, but also there's another stat, and it's quite funny because Voltemada, who's been a hit for Newcastle. Now, granted, I don't know how much I actually paid for him. To be honest, it was
70 plus.
70 million.
Oh, okay, so the same kind of ballpark. Okay, fine. We're not going to split hairs over whatever 5 million, whatever it is. He scored 1 more goal than Gyökeres. One of those was a penalty as well. I don't think Gyökeres has scored any penalties, has he?
The one against Leeds.
Leeds. Okay, yeah. So okay, 1 each. But one thing I can tell you is he didn't do a bullet header in his own goal.
That was a great header.
It was a fantastic finish. He blatantly thought he was at the other end.
Oh man, I got in my fantasy team, so he got me a fat 0 pointer. So I was like, oh, Baltimore and what do you do that?
I mean, that serves you right for having a lamppost in your in your team. To be fair,
I took him out and put Ekitike in straight away.
Yeah, I would have done that as well. I wouldn't even have dreamt of putting him there. But yeah, I'm not I'm not a fan of tree trunks, to be honest.
Just my take on Gyökeres. I mean, I did say before, I don't think we brought him in to be like an Erling Haaland. Even though he scored those kind of numbers back in Portugal, I think he's coming to be a part of a system. You know, like we got our three strikers, Kai, Jesus, and Gyökeres, obviously, and it may depend on the game state, which game going to play. But I think as a fan base, we've got an expectation. Similar to like the Wolves game, we thought we'd win like 5-0, 6-0, and it's kind of underwhelming. And you see Gyökeres' stats in Portugal, 50 goals back to back, and he's kind of not like a damp squib, but he's not kind of hit those same goal per game dizzy heights. Because I don't remember the first game of the season. I don't think many people were clamoring for Kai to start that game. I think it was all Gyökeres. But now, obviously, you know, when you're out injured, your stock rises so much if the player in your position is not doing it.
The thing is as well that certain people will now put that Gyökeres isn't performing because of the manager. So so now the 29, as they'll call him, has got to play now. They hate 29, but 29 now makes a point because it makes 14 overtaken by 29, so it feeds into an agenda. So yeah, that's kind of half the problem you have as well. So you get all this kind of discourse. Rival fans are kind of jump on the bandwagon for a couple of reasons, really. One, to deflect from their bad signings, and to crap on our players when we're top of the league. So yeah.
I personally do think Gyökeres does seem like he's half a yard off the pace.
I think he is. I think he is a bit off the pace.
Evident.
But I think that's more because he doesn't have the space to accelerate. I think his pace is good. His acceleration isn't. So he needs that time to get going. You know, he needs the time to get into third gear before he actually gets off. So I think that's the biggest problem, and he doesn't have the space to do it. So he's having to find a different way to play. I'll tell you one thing that I criticize him for, and he takes defenders with him, and that helps other players, but it doesn't help him. I think what he needs to do, in my opinion, I've never been a striker. What I think he needs to pretty much do what Haaland does, and basically move the defenders around a bit more, kind of work around them rather than on them. So he likes to get in a shoulder, and then he doesn't necessarily put the shoulder in strong enough, maybe.
I think be a bit Mikel Merino like, and ghost into the penalty box at times to just.
I'm not necessarily ghost in as such. I think more of the defender's here. I've got the defender moving with me. I'm moving in this direction, but then I'm going to veer in that direction. I think it's more like that. You've got to try and destabilize the centre back rather than let him take you where he wants to take you. You need to take him where you want to take him, and that destabilizes, and that makes more space for.
I think sometimes he needs to feel them out as well, like see which one is the weaker of the two, because that's one thing Haaland is very good at. He will target you from early to see, right, okay, this one is probably the one I look at, and that's
and the one thing to this, I would say, Khalid, is that he is contributing. Granted, he's not contributing as much as we would like him to contribute, and not necessarily in the way that we want him to contribute. But I think this is kind of a bit of a false narrative, in it, if you like, and I think it's kind of over sensationalized. When you look at the likes of Gyökeres and he's 27, he can do it now. You're not looking at the now in 3 weeks' time. You're looking at the now of the season now, and obviously when you're looking at Sesco's and stuff like that, you're basically coming. You're bringing him in to develop with the team to then in 2-3 seasons time to be that guy, and that's what the here and now for me. That might be how you're taking it, but that's what it means. The here and now means for me. I don't know if you guys do agree with that.
For me, the now is scoring an opening goal in a tight game, scoring a winning goal in a tight game. That's for me what I felt that he's been brought in. Like, obviously, we drew 14 games last season, so there were games obviously where we needed someone just to get us over the line. I don't think he's been that season so far.
Yeah.
No, and Eze is another one that's similar to that, and he's had a couple of clutch moments, and he had the hat trick against Spurs, but I don't think he's had as many of those as we thought he would either.
I think the discourse around Gyökeres would be very different had Timber not taken that chance off him at the end.
The Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Twice he's done it. Twice. 2 games running.
Yeah.
If he scores that, we'll still be singing his name.
They need to be drilling the fullbacks, the strikers there. You're behind the striker, always behind the striker.
Yeah.
You're never in front of him. Not even on a corner. You're never in front of him. You're always behind. If he's shooting at something and it hits the keeper, then you might get a rebound, but it's after him, not before him. So if you see him there, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you got to throw yourself on the floor and he's got to use you as a springboard. You're moving out of his way.
Basically what Fergie said to his United team for RVP, like everyone is just feeding this guy. Like
yeah, but it's more than that. It's he's the priority. Yeah. I don't care about your numbers. I don't care about your assists. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. You're behind him. That's what he's there to do. And he could quite easily have won us 4 points.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Because the one against Chelsea was literally the last kick of the game.
A last kick. And there's no way he misses that.
Yeah.
No way in this world. And the keeper's nowhere near it.
Yeah, it's going in.
So yeah, I mean, what a leap by Timber, by the way. It was absolutely ridiculous. But he shouldn't have been there. But there we go. Our Tottenham friend George Cooper says, I know the chat is probably more about Arsenal. It's kind of about Arsenal in this show, but we talk about football, so we do all content. So don't think just because we're Arsenal fans, we're just talk about Arsenal, because we talk about all football, and we're happy to have you as part of the community if that's what you want to do. But I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on Thomas Frank at Spurs. Do you think his tactics have been poor, or is the Spurs squad simply not good enough? Who wants to start with that?
I'll give it a crack. So, as I've mentioned a number of times, my mum is a hardcore Tottenham fan. So I have to put up with a lot of Spurs chatter. I think it's an element of both, a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. There has been an improvement compared to the Ange ball that we saw from last season for finishing 17th. Obviously, it wasn't a very high bar, but he's got them tactically organised. Generally speaking, I know they got hammered at Nottingham Forest, but yeah, again, Vicario having a moment of madness in that match, similarly against Fulham as well. They're already kind of sort of on the back foot in both matches. And yeah, his whole mantra is to be kind of defensively solid, which did help Spurs at the beginning of the season. They got that result at City for being solid. Again, they're missing key players. The fact that Maddison's out, the fact that Solanke is about injured as well. They're having to over rely on Richarlison. Yeah, Kulusevski, like some of their real flair players are out injured. So that's really impacted on them. Kudus has been a really good signing for them, I think. So yeah, a little bit for column A, a little bit for column B. Again, it's his first window. I was quite surprised to see the Athletic reporting that his job is under threat at the moment. I do think he needs a bit more time, but yeah,
I think I definitely agree with that. It's a little bit from both columns, and yeah, I think it's taking time for Spurs to buy into what he's actually trying to do, because sometimes you can see the body language, like, do they believe, do they not believe? You know, especially like when they go a goal down, like against Forest, they were mistakes being made, but they were poor. Like, you know, so I don't know. I think they just need to just give him time.
Yeah, and Forest were up for it. Like they really wanted that. For it. They're really up for it.
You know, especially after that whole Morgan get white thing, they were up for it. They were up for it. They were literally up for it. But yeah, I think for me, I've always thought that he is a good manager, especially tactically. He is a good manager. But again, it goes back to, obviously football is a results game, and you know the fans want it quick. But sometimes you just have to give him time, because if you look at the Celtic manager now, he's lost 4 on the bounce. They're calling for his head already. Yeah. You know, so like,
he's only been in the job for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because it's very difficult, because he's coming with a whole new philosophy, brand new ideas. So as a fan base, you have to give him time to implement that. It's not going to change overnight. You know, he can only do with what he has at the minute. As like we said, most of the first team players are really out. You know, so he's not playing with a full strength team, so you can't really judge him on that. But he's literally doing the best of what he can at the minute. So it's a bit, like you said, it's a bit from both columns.
I think the expectation of Jamie Simons to kind of suddenly be their savior as well, to automatically take them to dizzy heights. Yeah, it was just kind of ludicrous.
When that whole thing was going off, he reminds me of Fabio Vieira. He just reminds me of that kind of guy. It's just so lightweight, and you're tricky and stuff, but you can't make your own time on the ball.
Yeah.
So it's, you've got the composure, you've got the thing, but again, you haven't got the passiveness in as in the leagues that you've been in, and it's far more intense. You just need to be stronger. He's been in the gym apparently, so I think that's a big part. Stamina is also a big thing. I'm not convinced he ever had the dressing room. I think people were saying that he's lost the dressing room. I'm not convinced that he ever had it. I think they were uninspired by the appointment in the first place. Maybe they as players think they're better than that. But I think maybe that's the problem. And it's not just a problem of the players. I think it's a problem of the fans as well. Where they go, oh, we put them in the combined 11s, and we're going to put them up here, instead of being honest about it. I think that when you do these videos, these people see it. They've got press people. Press people are actually reading this stuff, and they're basically feeding it all back. That granted, they won't see everything, but they have people that are following the masses, if you like. And they're feeding it back. And if you're basically saying you're happy with the squad, you're happy with this, you're happy with that, you're happy with the other,
they ain't gonna do anything.
They've done their job. They're happy.
The thing is that they haven't really replaced Harry Kane and his goals. They haven't really done that. So, and now Son is gone.
No, that's where I was going. I could say, would it be different if Son has stayed? And obviously, he's a leader. He's a leader in the group. Help Frank, integrate with the team a bit better. For leaders there to have a word, just talk to him, and just help him settle him better. Right now, who's Tottenham's leaders? I don't know who their leaders
captain is Romero, isn't it?
Yeah, probably Van der Ven.
Yeah, but like the Suns and Hurricanes, they were more senior leaders because they've been there
they know the
Even Paulinho's on the bench, isn't he? He's not.
Yeah.
Considered he was probably part of that kind of character, but he's on the bench as well. I guess Kulusevski is that kind of guy as well, but he's out. So,
but then my question to George would be, what is their expectations?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
What is
this is the problem. This is what I'm saying. If you're basically saying your squad is better than, if you're putting six players in an Arsenal combined 11, and what are you expecting out of that? Because yes, you won a Europa League, right? We all know that, right? But you basically gave up the whole league to do that. So for 6 games, you basically gave up the whole league to do that. Lost 22 games.
Yeah, that's mad.
Absolute madness. I'd be doing my nuts. And I've got a mate, right? And he'll be around here tomorrow, right? We're having a drink. We're having a bit of a drink for Christmas and stuff. And he was just like, when Ange went, he was like, I don't know what to do.
But
Said, what do you mean you don't know what to do?
Didn't Ange come out and said he knew he was leaving months before?
Well, we all knew he was leaving, didn't we? I mean,
Yeah,
let's be fucking.
He said it was confirmed.
Come on, let's be honest about it. We all knew he was leaving.
So
they didn't want to get the same criticism as they got from when Levy sacked Mourinho, so that's why they let him have the run of the Europa League. Basically,
I still think that was one of the maddest decisions.
That was the dumbest thing they've ever done in their lives.
That had to be one of the maddest things I've ever seen in football. I'm sorry.
I tell you that. I tell you what. That has to be money.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That has to be a trophy bonus. They thought he wouldn't get a trophy, so they give him a ridiculous trophy bonus.
5 days before a final. A serial winner. Crazy.
Yeah, but they didn't. Nobody can turn Spurs around, right?
And then you had that 12 minutes run from Kante.
Yeah.
From Conte. That was...
So, Khalid says Frank has his flaws, but the squad stinks. I'm not convinced that the whole squad stinks.
Yeah, not the whole squad.
I think that they've got... obviously, Kudus came in to replace Son, even though it's the opposite side. But he's the star winger. So they were afforded to get that purely because Son was going. They spent 210 million on strikers.
They're looking to flog Brennan Johnson in general, aren't they?
Well, and they spent 50 million pounds on him, so this points to really poor squad building.
Yeah, because he can't get into the team at the minute, can he?
I thought he was a European hero. What's going on?
I forgot he even played for them.
I mean, that was an own goal. Let's be honest. Let's be absolutely honest about it.
But then another question to Spurs fans is: do they think that the club is too big for Thomas Frank?
I think they think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they're at the same level, but I think this is what I think has happened. I think the fans think the players and everything are better than they are, and as such, because the players see social media and see everything like that, the players think they're better than they are.
I think in their minds, they're still that side who got, 84, 86 points under Poch and got that Champions League final. Like, they still view themselves as that team or as that club.
They're nowhere near that.
They're not that anymore. And that's kind of part of the Spurs problem, I think.
I would agree. But I definitely think that the fans are basically hyping them up and whatever. I don't think it helps. We do it the same.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, every fan base does it.
But this whole thing of Van der Ven and Romero are the best centre halves in the league.
Absolutely,
the best centre halves in Europe. And it's
that had to be
obviously the likes of Jamie O'Hara have pushed that narrative down.
Yeah, well, he doesn't help things. I don't think he helps things either. Unfortunately, we have Keown, but he doesn't necessarily.
He's not at that.
He doesn't come out with like clickbait statements like that. Like,
no, he's biased, but he's more of a defender of when somebody lays something down, I think he kind of defends it rather than pushes some kind of crazy narrative.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you got O'Hara every time they make a signing, we're back, and I've seen Tottenham fans basically do money sleeves, whatever that means. But it's just a bit. So it can't help. It can't help if the media team are seeing that, passing that onto the board,
they're fine,
and going, well, they're happy. And I'll tell you something as well. I believe this to be true. I don't know if it is. It might be just complete Lulu in my own head, right? But I believe that the Berta assignment and Edu going was because the discontent of the fans online. That's what I believe, because I think that was kind of the point where we nailed our flag to the basically to the cross, and basically went, right, okay, enough now. It's either you've got some ambition or you don't give a shit.
Maybe I still think Marinakis was just enamored with the idea that Edu's going to come and transform his empire into.
I think Edu went and did a barbecue for him, and he was so good at the barbecue.
Yeah, I did.
And he just had so much in himself that he just went, "You're hired, mate." Because I don't. Arsenal aren't that. We're not that guy we're not that club to be gone. You're sacked. We're just going to say you're sacked. We didn't do it with Vinay. We didn't do it with. In fact, the only guy that we did it with was Raul.
But even then, it was a kind of
sideways movement, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like exit stage left. Yeah, we're not going to say you were fired, but let's.
With Wenger as well, right? Like for all intents and purposes, he was paid out of his contract. He was sacked.
Yeah, but let's just say that Tim Lewis and Dick Law caught you in the cookie jar, and and yeah, you're out of there, son.
But if George is still watching or in the chat, George, our question to you would be: what would you consider a good season for Spurs?
What would you consider a good season for Spurs? Since you asked the question, but George, if you are still in the chat, but answer that for Hoodlin, and where do you think your expectations are? And
probably 8.
Do you think that they can get European football? Because eighth is Conference League, isn't it?
I think 7th is
7th.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I would go between 8 and 10. I'd give them between 8 and 10. And that's me being generous.
Yeah,
okay.
I think any sort of improvement from finishing 17th last year.
Look, I mean, realistically speaking, they shouldn't have finished 17th, should they? In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And the only reason they did was because he focused everything on Europa. So I think that's too far, if you know what I mean. They're not a relegation side, are they? They're kind of.
So right now they're 4 points off 6th. Yeah, on 20.
They're 11th.
The 11th.
Yeah, the problem is that everything's so tight there, isn't it? It's so ridiculously tight.
4th to 11th is just ridiculously tight.
So.
God, and they got Liverpool next.
They got Liverpool next.
Let's go with that. Who do you think wins out of? Obviously, it's at the Lane or whatever you call it these days.
I think Liverpool have turned a corner. Spurs are still useless at home.
I'm going for Liverpool for that.
Yeah, I think Liverpool win 2-1. Personally.
And then the following week they're away to Crystal Palace.
What's that?
Spurs are
the 28th. They're away to Crystal Palace.
which is tough.
That's another tough one.
If Liverpool rock up and I think Liverpool win by 2 clear goals. To be honest, I do. I think they've turned the corner as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you say turn the corner. Their last game they won. They drew the one before. They drew the one before.
Yeah, I think there's peace in the camp now. You know, Salah shook hands, said sorry. I think everyone's on the same page now. I know Salah's gone off the AFCON, and I think that might help the group getting Salah out. You know,
Maybe, it's a good point.
It might have been not a bad apple, but just bringing the mood down, just being around, moping about because he's not playing. So getting him away from the ground, the training ground.
And I think their identity is a lot clearer now. The fact that Salah's gone. They know they're going to be building up from via Verts. I think Ekitike starts now. Like his form deserves it.
He's on fire.
He's on fire.
I think they have a clear starting 11, 12, 13 players going forward. I think they'll have a decent Christmas period. Saying that, it will be Saturday and Tottenham win 4-0. I'll be here saying, I'm stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's a bit of a lottery, isn't it? But if that happens, so if you go from there, I mean, in fairness, it would only take them up one place. Sorry, no, 2 places. So take them up to 9th. Hopefully Everton don't win because we're playing them. So that's one they're not taking down, and I don't know who Brighton have. Brighton have got Sunderland.
But if Tottenham lose and then Bournemouth beat Burnley, you think they should. Brentford beat Wolves, you think they should. They all go above Tottenham, and then at the end of the weekend, it could be 14th, 15th.
Yeah.
Aesthetically looking at it, that's. Could Frank lose his job?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that anybody should be thinking about Frank out or anything like that. I just think people like that were just they just weren't sure with what they were getting in the first place.
It definitely was trending after the Forest match, and definitely trending.
I know it was trending. I know all that and whatever, but I mean, how often does Arteta outtrend?
Yeah, true.
And we don't even have to play for it to trend. It's just ridiculous. But
certain accounts, no matter win, lose,
I mean,
know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I was watching one actually on an account that I don't normally watch, just to see what was going on because you've got the mouthpiece. The basic ones that say, the inners are a cult, but the outers don't just spiel the same old rhyme that one releases it and then they all follow the same yellow brick road. But that's not a cult. No, that's definitely not a cult. Yeah. I mean, I can't understand right now. So from our point of view, I can't understand anybody saying manager out. I really.
I got asked that question today. My response was to get who?
I until it's proven that he can't get it over the line this season, then I don't think it's even a question.
Yeah, I'm not one for sacking managers during the season. I'm just staying for it because
I mean, if we got from this point and then in 3 weeks' time we're 4th, then okay, yeah, you've shit the bed. Then we need to talk about something.
Yeah, and he's never shown a propensity to do anything like that.
No, because he's too conservative for that, and all right,
and too competent for that.
Pragmatic, I guess. But and I think that sometimes I would prefer him not to be. But then I also know that when we were getting smashed 4-1, 5-1, 4-2,
8-2.
We don't mention that one. We don't mention that. No. The only time we mention that is if we get our own back, and
we will.
Yeah. If if we do it at Old Trafford, I'll take that as getting my own back.
There are some fans that you just can't please, because certain things happened, and like after the game, we just know that Twitter, like X, is just going to be an absolute meltdown. And there's times where I just stay off for a particular reason. Yeah. It's like I'm not going on there because I know what it is.
Yeah, the head loss is unreal sometimes. Like we draw a match, and it's like
an absolute meltdown. It's like, mate, give it a break.
The thing is, I've got people that I follow that follow me and whatever that have now come out and quite big accounts actually saying it as well, that we should just fully rotate. We should throw the cup games. We shouldn't even bother with them. And
the game on Tuesday, I saw that.
Yeah, because otherwise we're just gonna get injuries. We're gonna do whatever. What's your take on that?
I don't subscribe to that. I mean, I saw your poll earlier on X. For me personally, I'd try and win the League Cup at all costs. I was looking back because people saying rest players for the League Cup and to help us further down the season.
I'm there for it.
But the last 3 seasons we come second. 22-23, we got knocked out in the third round. Brighton.
I'm sorry, I want to win. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to win.
And the season after, we lost in the 4th round to West Ham, 3-1 away.
Because then, I agree with that. Because then at the end, they're going to be like, "Oh, but you won nothing."
Yeah,
I'd rather win.
Right, this is my thing. So I don't know if you saw that one, SJ, that I put out, because it was from Jelly Belly or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now. Apologies for that. But yeah, he was saying. So we rotate everybody. We don't want to get Rice injured. Don't want to get Submendi injured. Do whatever. And I said, okay. So the end of the season, if he wins nothing, then you're still going to have a head loss, right?
Of course they are.
And he was like, well, the Premier League and the Champions League is the only thing that matters. And you're like, no, it's not, is it? Because there's 2 other trophies that you can win.
You want to have something to show.
So I think that argument might have been valid in previous years when we didn't have the squad. But the fact that this summer we went out and we really heavily strengthened, we've got a squad to compete on all fronts. Like that, Madueke said it after the Bruges game. Like, well, we've got a squad to compete on 4 fronts now, which we didn't have previously. It's a chance to try and get a trophy. It's a chance to kind of get that monkey off our back.
Multiple trophies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe dare we actually dream of 2, or
I'm not here for the we could focus on this one. No, why should we? We've, like you said, we've gone out, we've invested heavily. Why not go for everything?
Yeah, I mean, just piggybacking off what Daniel said, I think maybe because we have the squad now. And I think people might be thinking we're going to start with our strong back five, our strongest 11 essentially, but I don't think that will be the case. I think obviously with Lewis Skelly, Hincapié, Norgard, Waneri, those players on the periphery of the squad. Now we expect to see those people play, but you will have to sprinkle in some starters. And I think that's the right way to approach it. Yeah. And I mean, if we get to the final, I'm full 11 to be honest. If we're there, I want to win it. But yeah, we
haven't won this trophy in 30 years. Like,
I don't care about that. I know.
But
I just care about the. It's kind of a winning breeds winning for me.
Yeah, sure.
So more of you've proved that you can get over the line with something, and I know it won't be enough for some people. I get that. But it just proves that you can get over the line, and it just puts something else in your hands. Nobody has to do the mock-up of the Community Shields, and God knows what admin was thinking of putting Erdegaard's thing out with the Community Shield on it. What were you thinking?
Tiny in the corner.
Do you think we don't get enough crap as it is? Please, for the love of God, please just think of the fans for 5 minutes.
For me, I said the same thing in my group chat today. I'm like, I'd rather win it so the players have that feeling of right.
Yeah,
we've won it.
we can
now
do it.
I want more.
The pressure, a little bit of pressure is just lifted
get
off
the back. Like they know, right? We've won this, right? We've got this feeling. Now let's go again. We want everything else.
100%.
You know, so
we saw Mourinho would always take the League Cup seriously.
Yeah.
Pep did. How long's Pep done it for?
Pep's won it several times.
Yeah, because it's sorry, my missus asking me what the words are like. Yeah, she has to walk up the road 20 minutes, so yeah, she'll be trying to grab a lift if it's raining, I think. But yeah.
My pet peeve is that there's no direct correlation between resting players for the League Cup and winning the league or winning the Champions League. It does. Well, actually, we went.
No, it hasn't been proven anywhere, has it? That it actually does anything.
Yeah.
And
as
the other thing
player,
is,
you want to have some kind of medal to show. So I would want to win it.
Yeah,
I still want to show.
And certainly for the new players that have just come in as well, where they've come from teams where they've won other stuff, and they come into the team and go, right, okay, we made the right decision. We're still with a shot winning stuff. People told us we're not going to win it, but we've proved them wrong. We've made the right decision for ourselves. So I think that's a big factor as well.
Like I say, at the end of the day, when you 10 years down the line, you look back, you won't remember the season. You just remember the trophy on Wikipedia in the honours list. It's there.
I did that, you know. But the other one is So I saw another one the other day where they basically said the Spurs because we play Spurs and Chelsea back to back again. Though apparently if they've got a playoff game, then one of those moves, but I think it only moves a day. That's because it can't play on that day because it has to play at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it'd probably move to the next day. So it moved to Sunday rather than it being Saturday, I think. But I think that's a Spurs game. But there's also one with Brentford, I believe.
Yeah, that's a bit more. Yeah, I think that's
a bit more complicated. Yeah. I couldn't get my head around that one. I saw the thing and I read it about 15 times. I was like, yeah, I've had enough of this. It was like, yeah, this is a competition. This is a competition. This is another competition. This is a competition of the same thing, and this is another competition of the same thing. And I
think our game's on Thursday, but if we get to the fourth round of the FA Cup. And we're drawn against a team that's in the playoffs.
That's the 8 o'clock Thursday night game with Brentford. Yeah, that's long.
Yeah, it was quite long. But there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Right. So if we got a team that's already in a playoff game, and then they're in another playoff game. I just lost the plot. It was like, it's too late for this crap. Literally, I was going, got it.
No, I don't.
You had to do that. Yeah, I'll worry about that when it changes. So yeah, but there were fans of Chelsea, I believe, Chelsea and Newcastle, because they're now playing. They're playing the early game on Saturday, and Chelsea played Tuesday, Newcastle played yesterday, and they're going on about playing Saturday. And I was like, oh, so now it's a problem, right? So when we said about this last week,
we played Wednesday or Saturday.
Well, we did Wednesday, and then we did Saturday morning for the other game, didn't we? Yeah. So I was like, well, that was perfectly fine then, wasn't it? And it was like, and Villa fans said, we had to do the same. And we went, no shit, Sherlock. We didn't say anything about a competitive advantage. We said it's not long enough for the players to recover from the game. That goes for your team as well. We didn't say that we're getting an advantage from you or you're getting an advantage from us. We said it's not right for either of us.
For everyone.
Yeah. We just said it's not right. Because if that happens in Europe, they can't play until 8 p.m. of that day, which means they'll normally play the next day. So all we want is the same energy for everybody all going through there. That's all we said. It was no, oh, we think that we're hard done by because of that. We think everybody should have enough time to recover.
Because we've got, after Everton, we've got Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday.
Yeah, but the point really is that teams played Tuesday, and played Sunday, and then played Wednesday.
Yeah.
Whereas we played Wednesday,
Saturday morning,
and then Wednesday. And you're like, all you got to do,
switch it around.
It's really not hard. It's really not hard at all. That game, because that one's on Wednesday, that could be a day later. That one's on Tuesday, that could be a day earlier. It's really not difficult. Just look at a TV guide for once. It'd be really handy. And yeah, again, nobody's saying that Villa weren't hard done by as well. Completely, exactly the same argument. They should have the same amount of time to recover as we have.
Yeah.
And it stops injuries because you've got that extra 24 hours. So it's not that hard. It's not to get anybody apart from the scheduling people. So, yeah. But yeah, I did find it funny. And the other one that's quite funny is, was it Chelsea? Before the Chelsea game, we don't have a midweek game. But Chelsea may have a midweek game because they might have a playoff.
Okay.
Right? Well, you should have done fucking better then.
That's the whole point of finishing in the top 8.
That's the whole point of finishing in the top 8. Yeah, you finish top 8, you do your job.
That's it.
And you can have 2 less games.
And you avoid the punishment round. It's literally a punishment round.
So yeah.
Oh, well.
White and Mascara out. Who's back up for Timber? Good question.
Marley Salmon.
Calafiori couldn't cover at that point.
Yeah, Calafiori can cover the position. So obviously, yeah, because he started at right back anyway.
Yeah, he can cover. Calafiori can cover that.
He started at right back, then flipped to left back, went to right back, flipped to left back, and we ended up with Partey and right back. So we don't want to be seeing that again.
What would be your starting lineup, Spark, for the Everton game?
For the Everton game, obviously Timber, Saliba, Nkapie, got to be Calafiori.
Yeah.
I'd probably go full side to be honest, because obviously we've got the league game coming up as well. I wouldn't play Rice in the 6. I'd stick with Zubimendi. He knows what he's doing. He's been load managed apparently. So if that's worked and that's fine, then he can stay there. Obviously, Rice and Ødegaard pretty much nailed on. Saka on the right. Gyökeres up top. Trossard if he's fit, I guess.
Yeah, probably our best lineup there.
I agree.
Well, that is a starting lineup, isn't it? There's nothing else, is there?
Not much available. Yeah.
I just.
Let's say we could put Eze in there somewhere if you want him to start. But I don't think
maybe or Ødegaard.
I would be surprised if he plays Martinelli on the left,
as opposed to who?
Trossard.
If Trossard's fit, yeah.
I would be surprised if he still keeps Martinelli there.
I think he might. I mean, he's got the League Cup anyway, hasn't he? So it's whoever doesn't play there plays the League Cup or plays 20 minutes and then plays the League Cup, and it'll just be complete rotation, wouldn't it? Mm. So whoever starts comes up for 20 minutes to go. They get fitness for the League Cup game.
I think
they start that game. I mean, that's the bigger question, isn't it? Who starts your League Cup game?
From the lineup you said, or
Not for altogether. So whoever's fit and available, provided we don't get any more injuries, obviously.
Kepa and goal.
Yeah, I think Kepa in goal.
Because he wasn't fit the last game, was he?
No, he wasn't. No.
Yeah, Kepa and goal. Skelly on the left.
I'm reluctant to play Timber. I just feel like he needs to.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to have to play many minutes going forward. I don't think he should be risk for this game. Saliba just come back.
He has to play, right?
Work up to fitness. Yeah, Saliba and Capier, Lewis Gay left back. I'll play Marley Salmon. I know it's a quarter final, but
a right back maybe.
Yeah,
he did okay at Bruges.
Yeah,
no fairness to him.
I'd be tempted.
Even Norgard could play. I know it's a out of position for him, but he played centre back in the Champions League. He played right back, or
I don't want to see any DMs as
I
have trauma.
You never know, man. Even Chucky and that kid that came on for Ben White.
That's the same, Marty Salmon.
Yeah, Marty Salmon.
That's what I'm saying. So he plays centre back and right back.
Yeah.
Actually, he can play midfield as well. So I take back the whole midfielder thing. But I know he can play midfield as well.
Yeah, you play Norgard in front, Eze.
I think you play Marino in midfield in that game.
See, I think that might be the move. You know, play Marino up top.
Up top, yeah, I'll play Marino up top as well.
Or on the 8, unless Jesus starts.
I think Jesus will start.
See, I think Odegaard will start. He hasn't played much this season, has he, Odegaard, really? He's come back.
But he's probably a bit shy of doing that because obviously of White, because he played 4 games on the bounce and got injured. So
and I expect him to start on Saturday as well. So
I would expect how to call him to start in the League Cup as well. Madueke.
Yeah, I think Noni will start.
I think Noni will start.
I'm quite surprised actually he didn't get any minutes versus Wolves, but game state.
Yeah, I think White coming off was probably because of that's probably why he didn't do that move.
It happened early this season, didn't it? We had obviously it's Odegaard. We keep using our sub windows early in the first half.
Yeah,
it kind of alters our game plan going forward, and
yeah.
I would also like to see
Saliba, wasn't it? It was Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba because he had a knock in warm up, and then he lasted about 5 minutes. He had to come off.
So it happened in the Liverpool game with Saliba, and it happened with Odegaard in the West Ham.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It showed.
Yeah, I mean, this sub window thing is just a pile of nonsense to me. It's just bullshit. It's just, the thing is, you can only have that many sub breaks, but you can go over to the touchline to have a team talk.
Yeah, I mean, we got accused of doing that a couple of seasons back, didn't we? Ramsdale would go down and we'll have a quick team talk. Around 70th minute was the mark where we said we'd do it on purpose.
Yeah,
a little quick regroup.
Yeah, I saw people having a go at.
Was it City?
Was it City for? It was the keeper
against Leeds.
Donnarumma, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Donnarumma went down. Yeah.
And he like yeah. We've seen this ship sail before, so we can't really say anything about it. I think a lot of Chelsea fans were moaning about it. I was like, yeah. In that 2005 season, mate. Yeah. You were the
masters of it.
The masters of it. Yeah. Literally came to the Emirates in a pissing down thing. Drew 0-0 in a pissing down rain, and spent half the night sat on your floor and celebrated a draw like you won the league. And guess what happened?
They won the
league.
just mention City. What's your thoughts on them guys? And do you think they're getting ahead of steam? Do you think they're gonna do what City do? I don't think they'll rack up 19 wins in a row, but do you think that they'll go on a run?
I think they have the defense they once had. Because if you really come at them, you can, teams have been unlucky against them in a few games. But going forward, they have that, but defensively, they don't.
Palace were unlucky. Like if you look at the XG stat,
unlucky.
They just weren't. Yeah, I mean the XG is a little bit misleading because there were 3 moments that were actually offside.
Yeah. So I think if you really go at them like how Palace went at them, they haven't got that event.
I don't think Palace really did go at them.
Goal line clearance or in like a minute.
Yeah.
So
there was nothing. A mass chance was there as such. It was just I think their best chance, I think it was actually offside anyway. So they gave him a game. I don't think they threatened him that much.
It'll be interesting to see City. I think they play Chelsea in a few weeks' time.
That would be interesting.
Don't they play them after playing Sunderland as well? I mean,
they do, yeah. I mean,
they play Sunderland like us playing Everton before people start crying. Yeah. That I'm basically saying they get all the luck. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I think that they're playing Sunderland at a good time, and I think we're playing Everton at a good time.
I think when they go to Sunderland, it would be a different game. Because Sunderland at home are a different team.
Yeah, they'll be missing a lot of players from AFCON.
I think it was 6 players. 6 players went to AFCON.
There's 7 players. Yeah.
It's a lot.
One of the best times to be playing them, to be fair. So, but they're like is at the Stadium of Light. So
but it's like for the question that you asked, I am aware, but like how people are starting to panic and go into a meltdown. Like nah, like let's not do that.
I mean, they play again before us next week. They got a 12:30 against Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest away, and they're of form as well. Forest. So.
We've got Brighton at home.
I don't think Brighton are all that either, to be honest, this season.
They're having a bit of a bogey side for us.
They're having a bit of an up and down spell, aren't they? That's
I think their fullbacks are both on 4 yellows. So if they get a yellow this weekend, they miss our game. Small win.
Yeah. They're 10th.
Yeah.
And who have they got this week?
Brighton.
Sunderland
at home.
Yeah, so it's, they draw or lose, they're spiraling down as well. So it could be a good time to play them as well.
Yeah.
They'll say that we've got a cup game midweek and they don't have anything. So obviously the swings and roundabouts from that because we just had a week off. So, but yeah.
I mean, not to look too far ahead of Palace, but do you think we've got a decent draw in the cup? You mentioned we've got a cup. We've got a cup.
I said on the Twitter that basically the blue teams would avoid each other.
Yeah.
And of course that happened.
I think it was kind of expected anyway.
Yeah, well,
we beat Palace. We have the second leg at home.
Yeah, but you also look at as well that's there's one London derby and one kind of Northern Oil Club derby.
Funny derby. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't feel there was no easy draw as such.
No, that's it. I mean, Cardiff gone, and they. I mean, Chelsea made hard work of that as well.
They did.
Literally rotated everybody, and they shouldn't have. I think he just does too much rotation.
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion.
I mean, what the reports today, he might want to replace Pep.
Yeah, very interesting report from Weinstein.
Yeah, so I was gonna go to that, but yeah. Do you think do you think that's actually fake news, or do you think that's the real deal?
You can't call all these news fake.
It's a bit weird because then after that comment that Maresca came about that 48 hours for this news to drop, it's a bit. I'm just like,
I was watching a Chelsea channel, and he reckoned that it was Chelsea PR. Basically going, we've got this tip-top manager, we don't want to let him go. And, to make him look better than he is.
things are being a bit Pollyanna there, to be fair.
I don't know. He had a meltdown last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
But they reckon that's PR as well.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So they reckon that's. I mean, I don't know, because these are the same people that accuse Arsenal of PR all the time. So I don't know if it's just a PR stunt or see what I did there. Anyway, but I don't know. I mean, the funny thing is, you get City fans coming out the victims. Oh yeah, we're doing well, so they put out the 115, or they put out this, or they put out the other. And you're like, well, yeah, if it was dealt with, then nobody would need to put it out, because it'd be done with, wouldn't it? But it's still not done with. So let's get it done with, is what people are trying to say. Just get it done. And it's basically whinging at the Premier League for not actually getting it done.
Yeah, because all parties already stated their case, so why is it taking this long?
Yeah,
it's just a joke. I mean, they're not getting punished for anything anyway. I just wish they'd just lay it out and go, right, okay, we looked at it, there's no case to answer, or this is what it is, whatever. Just get it out of the way. I just don't want it to get to next week, next year, next 10 years, and the people saying there's still no case to answer. Well, something's going on, otherwise it wouldn't be just kicking down the road, would it?
Yeah, and Pep has always said that if they're found guilty, then he'd leave the club.
Well, this is what's triggered everything, because it basically said they've gone back to his comments where it's basically said, if I was lied to, I'd be off. Yeah, well, that's all the comments are. It's nothing. It's 2 and 2 makes 8, really. So it's not that it's not with any kind of substance. I just reckon that it's his agent, who's Jorge Mendes, I believe, that's basically put it out there under instructions of Chelsea. That's what I reckon it is.
So I have a question for you guys. What do you think about the prospects of us installing safe standing for next season in the clock end, and then 2027-28 season looking at doing the same in the North?
For me, I'm all for it. I just, I haven't got much opinion on it. It's not an increasing capacity or anything like that, but I think it probably helps the atmosphere a little bit. I personally, I want to ban all drums from opposing fans. If we
Trust me, we have tried.
Yeah, we have a drum at both ends.
Who was it? I can't remember who it was.
This Bayern.
They wanted it wasn't Bayern. Who? I can't remember who it was. They wanted to come in with 3 drums, and we were like, no chance.
Yeah,
that is not happening.
Yeah, I thought I thought Bayern was bad enough. It was just horrible, drony kind of nonsense. Really, you can't even banter with it, because it's just constant, just drony.
Just noise. It's just noise.
It was so crap.
I agree with Sparks. I think it might help the atmosphere in the long run. But yeah, it'd be a nice thing to have, I guess.
Agree. I think the perception of obviously standing up with the railings. I mean, we've all been away, so you get away grounds, Chelsea or quite a lot of grounds here. But yeah, so standing, probably one of the last few teams to actually do it. Tottenham have it. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't, like I said, doesn't increase the capacity. If you probably get a choice if you want to move, if you want to sit down, because some people do like to sit down. You got to still take that into consideration. And I think with that, you actually might get people moving out who don't really contribute in terms of, like, I won't say chanting, and you actually might get a proper section of proper chanting section.
There's a proper singing section, yeah.
We do have a singing section.
I agree. Yeah.
So, it's just scattered.
Yeah, it's scattered. I think it's a bit scattered.
It needs moving behind the goal. It just needs moving.
I agree. I think if it's all put together, I think that will help the atmosphere a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a questionnaire not so long back, and I'm all for it. To be honest, I'm coming up to 50, so you know, at some point maybe I'll have to think about sitting down, but not yet. But, yeah, there we go. Kai said it would be suspended for the first leg. I thought that it was just domestic competitions, so you just
No, I think that's
cumulative bookings. Yeah,
the actual League Cup itself.
So it's accumulation in the competition itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like the Champions League essentially.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. They got a massive squad. Likelihood he probably wouldn't have played anyway because he's one of the starters.
But Caicedo's the best midfielder in the world. Of course, they make a difference.
Yeah, of course it's
Future Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah. No, that's Esteval, mate. That's Esteval. The number of times, right, I've heard that this guy has got a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract, and I'm like, mate, I'm sure any player could request a Ballon d'Or clause in their contract. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
I don't know. For me,
it doesn't mean they're going to get one.
I don't entertain that conversation in regards to him, and I'm just like, I'm there for it. Because
what do you guys make of the Quintero twins from the Ecuadorian guys that we've signed? Obviously, they can't play yet. They're only 16.
The club they're coming from produces quite a lot of players. So
yeah, it's from the same camp as Caicedo, apparently.
And Caprio.
Yeah,
Caprio came from their academy too.
So I guess we'll see.
I mean, I feel like in the last 9 months we've done, because we signed another player from Shamrock Rovers, didn't we? I think.
Yeah, the Irish guy. Yeah.
So there's another guy who's too young but will join in a couple of years time, and there's one that's actually eligible, and I think he's in under 23s right now. So yeah, I think obviously it's down to Brexit. I think the rules have changed where we can't sign players until a certain age. So we're trying to find ways, obviously, to get ahead of the game, which is essential these days because everyone's got.
The good thing is we've got them in early and just because then they were saying that the two clubs will be working hand in hand in regards to their development before they come across and everything. So
yeah, they'll be paying for it.
Well, Arsenal more or less. Yeah, I think the club.
Yeah, they're your players. You bloody pay for them.
Yeah, the club is more or less taking over their development and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It should be.
It's a little bit of partnership, isn't it, as well? Because obviously, you have to commit some of your staff as well. So it seems like a whole thing's going on in the world of football, where it seems to be going in that kind of way. But I did like that when that happened. There were Chelsea fans popping up all over the place, going, "They're nicking our players."
When
until you paid for them, they're not your players, mate. That's how it works.
Chelsea have got about 1 million youth players all over the place.
Oh God, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Well, they've got another club to basically send them off to as well, haven't they? So it's
Chelsea Trading Company.
Yeah. I think they do work it well, though. I think they're one of the better teams. Sorry, producing youngsters, just
learning them out and getting money.
Shipping them off for money. They've made 2 appearances in the first team, and you get 20 million for them.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Man City, I think, are very good at doing that.
The Hutchinson one definitely kind of stunk because they nicked him from our academy and then turned him over for 19 million.
The other one actually is it Tavares that's going for sale?
Yes,
they were going to sell him straight away, but they've held on to him for a season.
And 40% sell-on clause, which is pretty good, I think.
What is it? I thought it was like 30%.
I saw 40, but
okay. I'm not sure it's that much, but it's a good one anyway. I mean, normally if you get anything over 20-25%,
pretty good.
Pretty good anyway. But yeah, Arsenal City final. Khalid says we've done it before.
Wasn't nice.
Yeah,
wasn't a great day out.
No, but we got to beat Palace first.
Yeah,
Palace have got into a Conference League playoffs after they drew 2-0.
Did they draw?
Yeah, they
drew.
Oh
wow!
Yeah, they drew
Right. Oh yeah.
They were actually losing.
They went 1-0 up.
Yeah, Uche scored, and then they drew 2-2.
Yeah, then they went 2-1 down, and then they equalized in the 76th minute.
Bad for them. That is really bad.
Yeah, so they've got the extra game to deal, more games to deal with now.
And that is why we wanted this game to be played this week, because they had to focus on getting the top 8.
Wait, they've got 2 more games, haven't they? It's 8 games, isn't it?
Could have 2 more games.
Yeah, so you got 2 more games yet. But if you look at that, how close that is, that's just insane. Really.
I think it's only 6 rounds. Is it only 6 rounds?
No, it can't be. If it's the same as
yeah, it should be 8. Yeah, you're right.
Because it's still 24 teams.
Yeah.
So it can only be the same.
Yeah.
Europa's the same, isn't it? 8 games.
Europa's.
Yeah, so they'll all be the same.
Well, I can't see any more games of Palace.
Really?
I think it's 6.
Maybe they had to play qualifiers for the thing then.
Yeah, there's 6. There's no more. I can't see any games of Palace in their fixtures.
Right, so okay, so they have to play 2 more games against whoever they're drawing against.
That was the whole point, is in playing them this week for the first leg in our cup tie, because they had to focus on getting into the top 8, and they would have to play a weekend side against us. But obviously we moved it. It got moved.
Who Palace got on the weekend?
Leeds away.
Yes.
So Mateta came on at 77 minutes. So did Nketiah. So did Mitchell. So did Gahey. Hughes always comes on around that kind of time anyway.
You would have thought they would take it a bit more seriously, given the magnitude of what. You know what I mean? What's you don't want more games.
Unless they thought that they could do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, sure.
But,
Or that they'll just turn over their opposition tonight.
Well, yeah.
They even had somebody sent off. The opposition had someone sent off.
Yeah, they had 10 men.
Yeah.
They'll find out their conference playoff round opponents on Friday.
Oh.
So,
wow.
But, Palace will be at home for their second leg. So they've got real fixture pile up.
Yeah, that won't help, will it? Definitely not. Right, I've got to go because I've got to go and pick my missus up. But yeah, thank you very much for being on, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome every time. And guys, please make sure you're hitting the like, subscribing to the channel. Any comments in the comment section, we'll get back to them as soon as we can. Probably back on Tuesday. Don't know who's around, so if you guys are around, please, you're welcome to join. But yeah, until then,
we got the cup on Tuesday.
Tuesday I won't be here.
Oh, sugar.
Tuesday, yes.
I'll probably be on my way home like this.
Okay. Well, I'm not actually going to that game, so I can probably do later, or I can do Wednesday. But yeah, maybe do Wednesday, because obviously then there's a reaction to the cup.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
All
right. So yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being involved. Thanks for being in the chat. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.